Good morning. It is Saturday morning and we are just getting ready to head off to our P&O Iona 7-day Fjords cruise. And this morning we've got a check-in time of 2:30, so we're going to drop off the dog at James's mum's, and then we are heading over to my brother's who lives in Southampton, so we're leaving the car there and he's going to give us a lift to the port. So in this series we are going to show you lots of detail and we're going to tell you things we think you should do, ways of saving money, some do's and don'ts and some tips. So do come along with us and we'll see you at the port as we go and embark onto the cruise.
Hi, we're James and Rob and this is our dog Oscar. We love travel in all its forms, so join us on our next adventure as we head out on the road again.
So we are just coming to the terminal to our check-in area. To check-in. So we've gone straight into the check-in area. It's all very quick and it's not that busy at the moment, which is good. So yeah, carnage getting here, but actually pretty quick when it comes to, well, we'll see, it looks pretty quick. I'll be back with you once we've got through the passport part. So the traffic was really bad getting here. And well, our check-in time is 2:30 and it's about 2:15 now and we've just gone straight in, so that's pretty good. And the line's moving quickly as well. Well, that was super quick. I guess it took maybe 5 minutes to check in and go through security. Now we are just walking onto the ship. You get separated based on your muster station, and since we're at the front of the ship, we're in muster station A, so we're boarding here. You kind of get your first glimpse of the ship through there. Bit of a walk up lots of ramps, but we're getting there slowly but surely. About 4 or 5 ramps to walk up. You get to see the start of the ship. And here we are, just walking onto the ship, which is always an exciting part of the cruise, isn't it, as you get on the ship for the first time. So we are on the ship, heading towards our muster station, which is the theatre. Oh, there you are. So get your first glimpse of the place. What did he say? Headliners. Oh, yeah. So here we go. Headliners Theatre. So here we're going, heading towards our cabin now. Some cases are already there, which is pretty amazing. So the whole boarding process was really quick. I'd say from arriving at the terminal to checking in, going through security, and then boarding the ship took maybe 10 minutes. The carnage bit was the 15-minute journey from my brother's that took over an hour because of just crazy traffic. But anyway, as long as you allow lots of extra time, you won't worry. Now we are in, let me just turn this around, follow James. Hey, say hello, James.
Hello.
We are in 140104, which is right at the front of the ship. So it's going to be really interesting to see what this experience of choosing this cabin so that we get amazing views as we come into the fjords. So always an exciting time.
103, 102,
107,
maybe 101,
105.
104.
Oh, okay, strange. Couldn't find our cabin there.
Mr. DeGosta, Mr. Forbes.
So your room keys will be waiting for you when you get there. And we'll show you around the cabin quickly before we mess it up, but I'll do a proper cabin tour when we're settled in. But join us as we see our cabin for the very first time. So it's nice that you on P&O that you go to your cabin straight away, because often that isn't the case. Here is our cabin. So this is 104 and it is a deluxe
cabin, so I think it's
Deluxe balcony.
deluxe balcony, tiddly bit bigger. But the unique thing is that we are. Oh, it is open. The unique thing is that we are right at the front of the ship. So down there is the crew. So you can imagine. Excuse me. You can imagine from here we're hopefully going to get amazing views, and the weather won't be too terrible that we can't use it, because apparently if the weather's really bad they lock the doors. So anyway, we'll sort ourselves out and we'll be back later. So I have to say that the whole booking process for P&O is a bit of a nightmare. So you put your phone on airplane mode, you log into My P&O and you use the last 6 digits of your card, and then you can access restaurants. So we've just been frantically trying to book things, and already some things aren't available. And then you go into My Bookings, let me just show you quickly, and it shows you what you've booked, but it isn't actually showing everything that we have booked. So we're not sure if that's going to be an issue or not. We'll check it out later. But the next thing we have to do is watch the master drill video, which is what we are doing now. I'm reading the subtitles. And then, do we have to scan something when we've watched it, or do they just know?
Yeah, see what it says.
So once we've done that, we're gonna unpack or go for some lunch, I'm not sure which, and then we'll be back with you. Okay, so whilst it was carnage, hello. Whilst it was carnage getting here via car, the check-in process, as you saw, was super quick, and literally within 10 minutes of being at the cabin, our luggage had arrived as well. But we are not going to unpack yet because it's about 2:45 and we want to grab some lunch. So we're going to walk to the quays, hoping to find somewhere quiet, but I suspect everywhere is going to be super busy, but we'll get to see a little bit of the ship. Now I'm going to do a full ship tour as well. I'm going to attempt to get up super early tomorrow and do a ship tour before it gets too busy. So I'll do that full ship tour. But anyway, you can wander with us now as we try and find somewhere to eat that's not too crazy. But I am very impressed with the speed of checking in and also the speed of getting our luggage as well. Very different to Celebrity, where you're not able to get into your cabins to a certain time, and once you're in around about 4 o'clock you then have to wait for your luggage. So we got into our cabin straight away, and our luggage came straight away as well. So let's see what the keys are showing us. So we come down to deck 8 to try and go to the keys. So we are here, just there, and
We can go to the Killing Cow.
we'll go. Let's go and have a look at the keys first. So we're going to walk to let's go to the quays, and then if that's too busy, we're going to go to the Keel and Cow. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the quays, because it might be not too busy. This is the Keel and Cow, where we are eating at some point. Say hello, James. I've just got the back of your head. Can I go? Can I go in front? I know. So our first view of the atrium. Let's have a look. So the atrium with its famous windows. Lots of people trying to figure out where they're going. Okay, so we came to the quays thinking it would be crazy busy. Well, it is pretty busy, but it's not crazy busy. So we got served really quickly. James has got the chicken katsu curry, and I've got the beef in black bean stir fry, which is a perfect size for me. And we have a lovely seat right by the window, so you can see Southampton docks, but it is a lovely sunny day, and it's not too crazy busy. So we are here at 3 o'clock, so I guess that's why it's a bit quieter. But it's probably better than going to the buffet for lunch. So this will be enough food for us to tide us over, and James has headed over there to get us a drink of some kind. So I'll have a mooch of the food and let you know what it's like. So a bit of an update. We've just had lunch, which was okay. Wasn't amazing. And I just checked in with one of the people on the desk at the Olive Grove, which is just around the corner from here, about our bookings. And our bookings are all showing, they're just not showing on my booking planner, so I'm not sure why that is. He doesn't know, but just something to know in case that happens to you, that you can check at any of the desks to book a restaurant anywhere. You don't have to go to each individual restaurant if you want to book it in person. And for whatever reason, if it's not showing up on your planner, like it isn't with ours, under my bookings, then you can just double check that you've got that book. So James is now just having a bit of dessert because his blood sugar level is low. So is that helping? He's got some lemon drizzle cake and some fruit salad. I always judge things about, is it worth having the calories, and I decided it wasn't worth it because I'm going to have something nice tonight. So once James has finished eating his dessert, we are going to have a wander. And actually, because it's such a lovely day, it's in the mid-20s now, we are going to go and have a wander outside as well, and just try and get our bearings a bit better. And then we're going to head back to the cabin later on and unpack. Walk to the end through the club lounge to the Sunset Bar and getting a nice view outside. Although Southampton's not very pretty to look at, it is a lovely day. So luckily we did bring. Did you bring shorts with you? I got one pair of shorts with me, so we can go put our shorts on. But you can see the sparkling sea. So we're just going to explore these two decks, deck 8 and 7, which seems to be
The hub of everything.
pardon?
The hub of everything.
Yeah, seems to be where all the things are. So we're just going to have a wander around here. We are come down to deck 7, and you can see some of the things that are around. So one thing that's worth knowing is that I'm completely useless when it comes to a sense of direction,
Yes,
and
he is.
James is better than me, so he'll know his way around. I'm trying to bribe him to get up really early to do a ship tour with me tomorrow. So anyway, we just walked into the Coral restaurant, and obviously it's closed at the moment. But one thing that's nice that we noticed here is that the tables for two mostly aren't, or any of the tables aren't right on top of each other. When we were on Celebrity, the Equinox last year in Fort Lauderdale, leaving in the Caribbean, the tables were right next to each other. So if you were on a table for two, well, you definitely had friends either side of you. It's kind of like these tables over here, but another foot closer. So anyway, there's nice views. If you get a table here, you're going to get nice sea views. Okay, so James says this is the Pearl down there.
Yeah, it's the massive one. The Coral is the second biggest, and then the Aqua and the Opal are the two smaller ones. So it'd be nice to see what they look like.
Yeah, we'll
So
go
now
for
one of them, people say try and eat in the smaller restaurants if you can, because it's more intimate.
Yeah, so we tried to book a restaurant, a main dining room for tomorrow evening, but we couldn't. They only had availability at 6 o'clock, which is a bit too early for us. So.
I'm going to go over to virtual queuing after that.
So we'll just jump in the virtual queue tomorrow or the next day, and we'll show you what that's like. And that's going to actually be the only day that we eat in the main dining room for dinner anyway, because we have all the other restaurants booked because we like our food. So anyway, that's, what was this called? I've forgotten already. Blimey. What was that? That was the Coral restaurant. So let's see what else we can find.
You got the Coral and the Pearl are big restaurants, and you've got the Opal and the Aqua.
Right. Can you? And eating between 5:30 and 9:30. And you can join a virtual queue, which is what we'll do. Here is. Well, I'll show you this tomorrow when I do a full ship tour. Hopefully by then I might know my way around a bit better. Okay, so now we are going towards the Grand Glass House, future cruise sail here. Photography. Oh no, future. That's hilarious, isn't it? People have just got on the ship and they're booking their next cruise.
No,
but
that's for sure experience.
oh, is it? Oh yeah, sorry, sure. Take it back. Shops. All the shops are shut at the moment. I'm not quite sure why.
Because we're in port.
And they're duty free, I suppose, so they can't be open. Anyway, I'll come back to you when we find something of interest. Okay, we've come down to the main atrium area and the glass house behind me. Crazy busy.
There's the cafe down there.
Oh yeah, that's where you get coffee. The glass house is... We're not eating here, are we? I can't remember. Oh yeah, we are.
Are we?
I think so. I can't remember.
We're eating in the beach house.
Tonight. Anyway, this is the glass house. Just in the main atrium area. Get a sense of the atrium here. Is this the glass house still? Oh yeah, this is the glass house. Here's... Oh. There's lots of upselling going on around here as well, trying to sell people drinks packages and all the rest of it. So impressive, all the glass, and I'm sure it'll be nice. When
Nice sitting here,
yeah.
because then you get the view, but this is will be busy.
Yeah. Okay, we've walked down to deck 6. James is just filling up his water bottle. It's worth knowing that there's these water stations around, though apparently it is the same water as in your cabin. And this is their coffee area here, where you can get your coffee. So one of us will be coming here. This is quite good because this is not too far away from our cabin. Well, one thing about being on deck 14 at the front is that you're quite a long way away from everything, but we will get into the hang of one of us going and getting coffees in the morning, which is our tradition on the cruise. So this is the main area, although apparently you can get this coffee at lots of other places, so we'll have to find out where the closest one is. Anyway, I'll switch off for now. So we're heading towards 6 o'clock, we're standing on our balcony and we are due to leave, and you can see that it is an absolutely lovely evening. And apparently it's going to be a nice day at sea tomorrow as well, so that's good to know. And they are releasing all the lines down there, and hopefully we're going to get a great sail away from this viewpoint. So we have slowly started moving. You can see that we are moving away from where we were tied up. We're kind of moving in this direction, and I guess we're going to do a 3-point turn at some point. Picking up a little bit of speed to reverse out, and then we'll swing round out into the ocean.
But to move such a big ship, which is over 100,000 tons, it's an impressive feat.
It's very impressive, really. So we're about to swing out once we get to the end of the quay. So the ship started to move forward now, and kind of get a sense of why we chose this forward cabin, because we're obviously going to get amazing views going into all of the fjords, and we are of course gambling that it won't be too rough because we're on deck 14 and we're right at the front of the ship, so if there's going to be any bumpiness we're going to feel it, but the weather's looking fairly good for the week, so let's see how that one holds out.
Cheers.
We are off, moving at a speed now, you can get a sense of that. Passing the Red Funnel ferry and having our gin and tonic, having a gin and tonic as we head out into the ocean. So we are having our first meal and we are eating at the beach house. James requested a window seat, so we've got a window seat. To enjoy the views, so I'm looking forward to having a steak tonight. I'm starving hungry, I haven't eaten very much today, so it should be good. Please, in case you're interested, this is the menu. No problem, thanks. And we booked this in advance, and I think we paid £7.50 each, and then you can have anything you want, but then there are some things like this here, which is an extra fee, so you just pay that on top. So we'll order some food and see what it's like and let you know. We just had our starters arrive. Took a while to get served. I think we arrived at peak time, but the food comes out quickly because they put it into an iPad, so it goes straight to the kitchen. And I have got the salmon and halibut ceviche, and James has got the sweet potato skins. So they both look very nice. So, and we've got a glass of Zinfandel. Now, we didn't think this was sweet, but it's very sweet because we've had a rosé Zinfandel before and it was nice, but this is like Ribena, so if you don't like sweet wine, don't order the Zinfandel rosé. Anyway, we'll try our food and we'll let you know what we think. So we've just completed our starters. James, what do you think of your starter?
It's not going to fill you up for a start. It's alright, it wasn't what I thought it would be, but it was tasty. Nothing to write home about.
I was trying to be diplomatic. And mine was okay. Mine was the ceviche, the halibut and salmon. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't amazing. It's a bit waterlogged. You can see here. Oops. It's a bit. Anyway, we're looking forward to having our steaks. So we'll see what they're like. Okay, our main course has just arrived. We've both got the sizzling steak on the plate, and I've got some prawns, and James substituted his prawns for some veg. So I think this is going to be lovely, so we'll tuck in and let you know what we think. Okay, so we just had our steaks, which were very nice and very filling and hot. Yeah, so that was really good. I'm really stuffed now, having been starving all day long, but we're going to force ourselves to have the, what's it called, the marshmallow thing, the fondue. So, chocolate fondue with marshmallow. So we'll be back with you when that arrives, and then we'll also do a bit of a summary about our thoughts of eating at the beach house. So we couldn't quite resist having the fondue for dessert, so James is probably going to eat it all. He says it's sharing, so it's a chocolate fondue with marshmallows and churros, strawberries and a bit of cake. So strawberries are the healthy bit, the rest of it's not. So we're going to gobble this up and then we'll let you know what we think. So that dessert was seriously disappointing. The marshmallows just came out of the freezer, so they were really cold. The strawberries have obviously been frozen and they're like just soggy messes, and the churros are completely solid. So what do you think of that, James?
It looks better than what it tastes.
Yeah, can't say I would recommend the fondue. The idea is great, and the marshmallows come out toasted and you think they're nice and warm, but they're actually freezing cold, and the strawberries are clearly out of the freezer and have seen better days, as are the churros. So I'm afraid that dessert gets like a 3 out of 10, and you have to pay £4 extra to have it. So steak was definitely the star of that show. So beach house, sort of nice environment to come to, but it's part of the an extension of the buffet, so you've got the same sort of furniture. The starter was okay, the dessert was very disappointing, and the steak was really good. So definitely come here, have the steak, maybe choose something different from the dessert menu. So we're going to see if we can stay up now, because we've booked the theatre at 10:30 and it's about 9 o'clock now. So we need to not go into a carb coma, but stay up till 10:30 to watch the show. So that is the beach house on our first night.
So unfortunately we didn't make it to the theatre that night, and we ended up heading to bed, which you really don't need to see. So join us next week when we are going to tell you what it's like during a sea day. We'll take you down to breakfast in the main dining room. We'll then do a full cabin tour, walk around the ship, and it's also celebration night, and we are having dinner at the Epicurean. So see what that's like, and we'll also talk about how you need to dress, because we were fretting about that a little bit before the cruise and we needn't have worried. So join us next week as we head out on the road, well, on the sea again.